you rub rings and back at the same time, you will have a lot of money. And if noses, laugh.
Interesting fact about the street, it was sort of a red light district. Hi, it's BlondeKyiv, and now I prepared a playlist walking tour in Kyiv. This is my 8th video in this series. I want to show you the best of my beautiful city. What you see in my videos you wouldn't find from any other tour guide. So without further ado, let's begin. And today we are on the Andriyivsky descent.
Andrew's Descent is a street in Kyiv which connects the upper and lower part of the city. I'll speak more about this later. We begin our tour from the Andrews Church. This church was built in the 18th century. It is project of Italian architect Bartalameo Rastrelli. Andrews Church was built in Baroque style.
It was sort of a private church to the Empress Elisabeth, and according to the legend, she fell in love with a noble Ukrainian man and wanted to get married with him.
And she ordered a new church for the wedding ceremony and a palace for living. In my upcoming videos, I'll show you this palace. It is called Mariinsky.
So back to the legend and this church. Unfortunately for her, this marriage never happened. I also want to pay attention that this church doesn't have a bells, which again show us it was built exclusively for the empress. Church was filmed in very famous Soviet movie Chasing Two Rabbits. It's about men who loved two women. One of them was rich but ugly, and the other one was beautiful whom he loved.
The plot of the story is, if you wanna chase two rabbits simultaneously, you eventually will catch none of them. Look at this monument. Locals believe that if you rub rings and back at the same time, you will have a lot of money. And if noses, laugh. But try to rub this simultaneously. You will see it's impossible to do.
What is priority for you, love or money? You can write it down in comments.
St. Andrew's Descent.
There are a lot of legends about this street, and by the way, this is the only one street in Kyiv which have own webpage and museum.
Nowadays, this street has a lot to offer. Theatres, souvenir markets, open-air galleries, museum, exhibition and cafes. In previous videos I mentioned that Kyiv is divided by a left and right bank, but before the times of Kyiv and Rus it was much smaller than it is now, and it was divided up differently. The elite of Kyiv resided in the upper city, and the lower city was occupied by merchants and ordinary locals who lived by the river.
And the only bridge with connected roads of rich and poor people was this descent. But actually it was not a descent, it was the way to coming up for the sellers to sell their goods in the upper town. Let's walk down and I'll tell you more legend about this place. Interesting fact about this street, it was sort of a red light district for almost 100 years between 18th to 19th century. One of the last wooden houses in Kyiv is located here. It survived the fires and several reconstructions.
The building in this style is a real architectural monument. Also, it's one of my favorite places where you can try Ukrainian cuisine.
In one of my next videos, I'll show you what to eat here.
Castle of Richard the Lionheart. Legend says that the castle was built by one merchant, who soon went bankrupt and had to mortgage the house. Soon, the owner was killed, and his wife continued the construction. Locals say that after that, the house was occupied by ghosts. It howled and moaned at night in different voices. Subsequently, the castle brought no income and sustained significant monetary losses. As it turned out later, the widow cheated the workers in the calculation. As revenge, they installed broken bottles into the ventilation, so it made a lot of noise. From that time, nobody lived in this place.
Here is Zamkova Hill, one of the mysterious places in Kyiv. By the way, if you come up, you will see an amazing view of Kyiv, and it's a gathering place of local pagans and different believers. Theatre on Peril. This theatre has been called as Coffin on the Wheels by locals for its unmatched style to the rest of other architectural historical buildings. Here you can see the building where the famous Ukrainian origin writer Mikhail Bulgakov was born.
He is best known for his novel Master and Margarita, which has been called one of the masterpieces of the 20th century. That is why tourists from the former Soviet Union like to visit this site. Now we already come to the end of the street, and this means that we are in the lower part of the city, called Podil.
want to know more about the street, I recommend you to visit this museum. And that's all for today. So please don't forget to like, follow and subscribe my videos. I also have Patreon. Please feel free to support my channel, then I can continue making more videos and buy better vocabulary and improve my English. So, bye!